feels like his real official first start in the major leagues. I know he's opened a game, months ago, but this one being in the starting role, I know there's build up, but how excited are you for a guy like that to have this opportunity?
Yeah, great. He's throwing the ball really well, looking to get a little bit of length out of him. Can't stretch him out too far, but just to have him get the start. He did a great job in Milwaukee. He's had a few days off to be rested to prepare for it, and looking forward to him going out there tonight.
Does this feel like his first real big league start? Like, can you phrase it as that moving forward?
You know what? No, I think Milwaukee probably was, because he knew, and just taking the ball tonight, starting the game. Looking forward to him being back on the mound to start it, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Will this be something similar to that in Milwaukee, you think?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think it'd be similar.
He's taken advantage of his role, though, in the bullpen and providing length when needed. So how do you fill that role now that could be a little bit of a void in the bullpen without his arm?
Yeah, we still got Carmen out there, Ramirez that are rested, that can provide some length. It was great yesterday. Moretta did a nice job. Nicholas coming in kept it close, and then Santana closing it down. So we were able to save Ramirez and have some length out of him, and Carmen coming out of the pen too if we needed.
Braxton's been hit up a little bit his last couple of starts. Is there any late punching back or anything that's grabbed your attention the last two outings?
No, I think the Colorado was just tough. When you're talking about a young guy going out, it's tough for anybody to go out there and pitch, especially a guy that relies heavily on his slider. And the sliders out in Colorado, as we know, don't slide the same way, especially when it's hot. And I think it was just a little bit of a learning curve there, and trying to figure out how to navigate that. And then coming back, there's an adjustment too. Coming back off of the altitude and the heat, and how do you adjust back? And he's ready to roll.
How do you think he's done since he came up to the MLB? May 26th, he has the outing against the Diamondbacks to now. What have you seen his growth over that time, and what do you think? Obviously he's a bit of an older rookie, but what do you think he's been able to do in that time period that's shown a lot of maturity from him?
A lot of maturity. He's handled so many different roles too. Started the game in Milwaukee, finished the game against the Phillies. A lot of things in between, and I think the thing that stands out to me is his mindset and his attitude, the way he goes about it. Ultra competitive. Has a great pitch mix of, he's got the velo that he can go to, but he's also got the off-speed stuff. Finding a way to manage that repertoire and stay in the zone. And he's had some really, really good outings. A couple that maybe didn't go as great as we had hoped, but he finds ways to bounce back. He's very resilient in that regard.
He doesn't seem to rattle for a young pitcher, never been in the big leagues. Is that one of the things that's kind of struck you, that he's pretty even keeled?
Very even keeled, very competitive, resilient. Finds ways to bounce back, compete through moments, and remain himself too. He's confident when he's out there as well.
Where's his room for growth? He's done a lot of good things well, and I'm not looking to hunt the bad stuff, but there's always a checklist and an ability to get better. Like split some hairs. Where's some of his ways?
Yeah, I think the command, continue to attack early, which he's done a good job of throwing strikes. The fastball command, being able to go both sides. The slider is elite, but to be able to mix in the curveball as well and find ways to keep guys off balance, because as we know in the big leagues, hitters are going to adjust. It's always a constant battle back and forth between adjusting. So how does he recognize when hitters are adjusting to one pitch or the other and be able to go to something else in that moment?
Is this how you guys anticipated his season looking at the start of the year, or did you think he'd be more like a Burrows and you kind of just pivoted and he took this opportunity instead?
He was very open. Ashcraft.
Yeah.
He was very open to whatever it is
Right.
that we needed to do. Open to the bullpen, finding different roles, and he has dealt with injury history in the past. So how do we find a way to give him the experience where he can help the major league club, give him experience in the big leagues in a way that maybe didn't drive his pitch count or innings pitches, everything up, astronomically, and keep him in a good spot to be able to finish the season too.
When you look at this org as a whole, you have a lot of other guys, young, talented live arms. Some of them have injury history as well. Do you think in the future you could use other guys similar to how you used Braxton this year?
I think so. I mean, we haven't fully talked about that on other levels. Take it a case by case basis, but Braxton has done a nice job with it and found a way to be really successful through it too, which, you know, I think is a testament to him and how he goes about it as well, because sometimes you so used to starting in the minor leagues to come up to the big leagues and be in a bullpen role can be challenging and difficult, and he's handled it really well.
Do you think his injury history at all is kind of attached or ties into the maturity? Just the fact that he's gone through so much, he's had to spend so much time away from the game and just bounce back repeatedly, that ties in at all just to his demeanor and how he goes about things?
I would think that it definitely has something to do with it. You know, as far as I didn't know him when he was younger and when he first got into the organization, but, you know, getting to know him over the last couple of years and the conversations I've had with him on certain topics like that of you know, growth and going through the valleys, he's learned a lot, and I think it has served him well.